Hello everyone and Happy New Year. Welcome to the 2022 Flesh and Blood YouTuber Content Creator Awards here on Dice Commando. Tonight we're going to recognize the hard work and creativity of so many of those within the Fab community. So sit back as we have a little fun, increase awareness of the many content creators in Flesh and Blood, and yes, poke fun at ourselves just a little bit. A huge shout out to our channel members for supporting what we do here. If you want to get involved with the channel and the Dice Commando community, please consider joining as a channel member. Remember, these videos are only possible with your support. You can show that support with a like, a subscribe, and by leaving us a comment and sharing your feedback. Community first, and go Commando. Hello Flesh and Blood folks, and welcome to the 2022 YouTuber Content Creator Awards here on Dice Commando. Tonight we're closing out 2022 by recognizing the hard work, creativity, and valued entertainment from those around the Flesh and Blood content creator community. Now a quick word before we get started. I'd actually wanted to do a who's who type video like this last summer, something to shout out and cross-promote all of my hardworking counterparts around the community. But I chickened out, afraid that the upside might not be worth the downside risk. After all, the internet can be unforgiving, and if I were to omit someone, would that snub end up being the discussion point and undermine the entire intent of the activity? But it was the Thunder podcast with the guest spot by the professor that emboldened me to do this, because people do deserve their credit. So as we go through this, as I make jokes and poke friendly fun, know it's all from a place of love and respect. So yeah, we're going to be having some fun with this. In fact, some of the content creators have even filmed their own little acceptance speeches. Just remember folks, it's all in good fun. And turnabout is always fair play. So without further stalling, the 2022 YouTuber Content Creator Awards. The People's Champion is the highest honor that a member of the Flesh and Blood community can receive, awarded to a player or ambassador who is a positive force within a community, or as a leader who helps organize, run, and grow that community. This individual embodies all of these traits and more. And perhaps the largest YouTuber who focuses primarily on Flesh and Blood, our People's Champion also has become one of the voices of Flesh and Blood broadcasting. That's right, our People's Champion is none other than DM Armada. DM Armada covers both current events and Flesh and Blood strategy on his channel. As a knowledgeable player in his own right, he brings his professionally goofy style and that smooth voice to the announcer's table as well, being featured as one of the voices of Flesh and Blood in broadcasting. What I appreciate personally about his content is his positivity and excitement, but also that he doesn't hesitate to speak up when he disagrees with something. As if you didn't know already, you can find DM Armada's content on the YouTubes at DM Armada. Now, over to DM Armada for a quick acceptance speech.
Yar, mateys, it's me, DM Armada, your pirate king and your people's champion, here to remind you to like and get that subscriber count ever higher.
Hey man, I'm just messing around with you. Again, we're going to really let you know we appreciate all the work you put in. You're doing a fantastic job. Please keep it up. We're looking forward to more. And if nothing else, Happy New Year. If Flesh and Blood had an official evangelist position, then this YouTuber would hold that job. One of the OGs in it since the beginning, his positivity and raw excitement for Flesh and Blood in all forms just pours through the screen. Within minutes after an announcement, you can count on finding an exciting and well-done recap of the news, talking about the best, most exciting, and greatest thing to ever happen to the game. This person also has a huge focus on the normal player. A large focus on Commoner and UPF, as well as his personal addiction and love for some B-tier heroes, go Azalea. He embraces and represents the fun part of this great game. As you've guessed, the Positive Hype Award goes to Kellen, aka Red Zone Rogue. You can find him on the YouTubes at Red Zone Rogue. Kellen, your positive content and great outlook on community and the game is something we all should aspire to. Thank you for everything you do, and keep it up, my friend. When he first started, Sloop Dupe was a bit of a guilty pleasure. His borderline ridiculous comedy brought me joy, laughing and shaking my head at the same time. His Uprising spoiler video hands down won that season. It was straight up goddamn hilarious. Check that baby out, you will not be disappointed. James White in a Speedo. In this time since though, Sloop has evolved his channel into a highly professional, well-edited, and informative source of entertainment. And while the professionalism has increased, there still remain very small slivers of ludicrous antics that longtime viewers can still appreciate. There's little doubt in my mind that Sloop will be Flesh and Blood's version of the Professor, and that's why he brings home this year's most likely to succeed. I'm actually being told that Sloop is here with an acceptance speech, so let's head on over. Hey there everybody, it's the new and improved and well-vested Sloop Dupe. Now I no longer do all the ridiculousness, but if I did, it might include my friend, a little green frog. Hey Sloop, you are absolutely killing it right now. Keep up the great work into the next year, and I hope you have a great 2023. Flake over instant speed via 983 Media was a later arrival to the content creation scene in Flesh and Blood, but he arrived with a bang. He upped the game when it came to Flesh and Blood content creation, bringing an extremely professional product in the form of his Instant Speed podcast. It is extremely well done and well produced. It focuses generally on interviews and current events in the world of Flesh and Blood. His other project, The Stack, is a fun little short content form, and it happens to be one of my favorites. Guests are invited to play the Resolve or Pass game, where Flake throws sometimes serious, sometimes ridiculous questions at the guests, and they have to say essentially yes or no. It's a very fun watch. As another staple voice in the world of Flesh and Blood, Flake, you've made us all better by coming on the scene. Thank you for what you do, and we'll see more of you in 2023. This team of podcasters is one of my favorites to listen to in the background while doing work at my desk, and I've been responsible for more than one audible chuckle and dirty looks while sitting in my office cubeland. What's more is that all of these team members are strong and well-accomplished players in their own rights. Their combined knowledge of the game is very high, and as a team they can offer actual experience and insight on a very wide range of heroes. Their competitive-first mindset on the heroes they choose, sharing their tournament experience helps me to learn even heroes that I might not play, but improving how I can play against them. But don't let their knowledge imply that the Push the Point crew doesn't still have their own hijinks and debauchery. Most of their thumbnails include whiskey bottles and beer, bringing a fun and full of humor mood. From Simon's impressive stash to Hamish's, well, being Hamish, they produce a great and approachable product. You can find them on the YouTubes at Push the Point or listen where you get your podcasts. This content creator's view to likes ratio is incredibly, insanely high, but for good reason. Everyone freaking loves the guy. And how can you not? His excitement, his positivity, and hey, let's admit it, he's a beautiful, beautiful man. That's right, we're talking the tallest Timmy. Paul, aka the Tall Timmy, embodies what we all want Flesh and Blood to be. Fun, friendly, while still always trying to improve and better ourselves. His thing of opening a single pack as he talks also really adds a lot of fun to his videos. And his excitement on even cruddy packs really summarizes his approach to what he does. So it should come as no surprise that he gets the most loved award because, well, he is. If somehow you haven't found him already, you can find him on the YouTubes at The Tall Timmy. And now, all the way from HQ Down Under, we have Timmy here for an acceptance speech. Team! Welcome to the Tall Timmy YouTube channel, and where are we and what are we doing today? Well, that's right, team. We're here in HQ, ready to accept our most loved... Wait, hold on. Hey, Timmy, how's it going, man? Yeah, I'm just here doing this stupid skit, hoping the feedback's okay. Yeah? Yeah, good to hear you're doing well, man. Yeah, my wife's well. She's upstairs. Why do you ask? Oh, really? Interesting. All right, enough of that. Timmy, we love you, man. Keep doing what you're doing a great job. Thank you so much. Have a great year. This next individual is someone for whom I have massive respect. In today's world, as a society, we collectively have lost the ability to consider fairly both sides of an issue. For one to give credit to all opinions and perspectives despite their own feelings is a trait that is very rare in today's world and something that I believe is a true mark of intelligence. That's also why when this person calls out BS or highlights an issue, people should and do listen. And oh yeah, he actually knows a thing or three about Flesh and Blood too. That's right, we're talking about my beautiful bald friend from the other side of the world, John Warden, aka Fluke and Box. My friend, the Flesh and Blood community is a better place because of you, so keep on keeping on. That's right, it's Funda Down Under, baby. A collab of our previous two award winners, the Funder podcast is a really great product. They focus entirely on live recorded, in-person interviews of people in Flesh and Blood. And why that's different is how it promotes the interactivity and real conversations, and Paul and John are able to read body language, improving the experience. Fun, insightful, and a great listen, exactly what you'd expect from these gents. Keep it up, boys. You can find them on the YouTubes at Funder or where you get your podcasts. This year's Most Loyal Award goes to a content creator who's been running the same hero for years and has been able to produce a good amount of relative success with what would have otherwise been considered a bad hero. In doing so, he has reinforced that Flesh and Blood is highly skill-based and that loyalty and reps with a hero, any hero, can pay dividends. That's right, it's none other than the brute-loving man Sant himself, the man nearly solely responsible for keeping Levia out of the trash bin. His content is great, streaming games and talking strategy. A very popular content creator, you likely already know where to find him, but can do so at ManSant on the YouTubes. This next content creator is one of my personal favorites to listen to. I think that his deck techs are absolutely brilliant, and I'm always curious to see what he has to say on a topic. Agree with it or not, I value what I learn from his takes. And while he has branched out far beyond his original go-to of Ira Stabby Stab, in my head and heart, he will always be an Ira player. That's right, I'm talking Kugane over at Kugane Gaming. From deck techs to play to tier lists, I really respect what Kugane does. Also around for years, I've even had chance to watch and share one of his games as he participated in some of Gongai's online armories during lockdown, all on his own run to 1K in his country. Kugane, keep it up, my brother. Flesh and Blood isn't just a game, it's also a rich and deep universe of characters and stories. And Para9 is the best one out there to bring you your daily dose of Flesh and Blood lore. If you're interested in truly deep diving into the lore of the worlds of Flesh and Blood, then Para9 is your content creator. You can find them on the YouTubes at Para9, spelled out, which yes, differs from the logo. No Friday morning would be complete without listening to these three jokers as I sort through my emails. I rarely miss one of their weekly casts. That's right, I'm talking about the gents that I consider good buddies, the Outcast Haven boys. I've known these folks through the internet for a long time and have had not only the opportunity to bring them on my channel, but also the privilege of being on their cast. Very, very knowledgeable players who get a lot of reps in each week. They are very, very up on current meta and competitive play. The other thing I enjoy about their cast is that they are real people, and they don't try to hide it. They are fathers, husbands, and they have jobs, and they don't try to pretend otherwise. It helps to put a lot in perspective about what gaming really is, and that a lot of other content creators often overlook with everything fab all the time. They get the most on-topic award because, well, just check them out. You can also learn a lot about Blood Bowl, movies, anime, and sometimes even lacrosse. But I love it, so keep it up, boys. I know it's a lot of work and that coordination is very hard, but know that we appreciate you and what you do.
This is Jason from the Outcast Haven, and today, before we accept our award, I'd like to tell you about something in the community that's really been annoying me. Jason, that's just like your opinion, man, okay? Everyone gets to do what they want to do, unless, of course, they're a dirty mouth breather who wants to play aggro. Jason and Blake, remember, we're all here to have fun. Let's go paint up some minis.
All right, boys, thank you so much for everything you do to keep me entertained each week. I really love checking in with you guys. It's just been a great experience interacting with you guys. And you know what? Like I said, turnabout is fair play. And if anybody can do it, I know it's going to be you guys. See you guys in 2023. The Card Guys are a very large YouTube channel with a long history, but to me, they're the Warrior channel. Josh Lau is probably the most recognized Dorinthea player on the web, and while she's my girl and I play her very differently, the scoreboard, it don't lie, and I am always interested to see what he has to say. It's good learning. Now, they have much more than just Warrior stuff, including regular gameplay, and they know what they are doing and what they're talking about. You can find them on the YouTubes at The Card Guys with a Z. While not strictly a YouTube channel, it would be wrong to skip over a resource that makes its way into an untold number of videos. That's right, none other than fabdb.net, the single best source on the interwebs for your Flesh and Blood stuff, including deck building, collection management, and research. They also have the Rathe Times for written word stuff, but do be aware that a good amount of it can be behind a paywall. Teklo Foundry has moved far beyond just Dash-focused content, but she remains the Teklo heart of what they do over there. For me, they will always be one of the primary Dash resources on the YouTubes. A great resource for deck techs and strategy videos, you can find them on the YouTubes at Teklo Foundry. While I've never met this man in person, Dozer and I have a long history of interaction via YouTube. He gets the most glistening award due to his longtime support of the Light Heroes. A Prism main, his content has slowed in recent months following Prism's LL retirement, but I look forward to what Dozer does in the next phase. You can find him and his videos on YouTube at Edelanon and on Twitter at DozerFab. If the Azalea cult is a thing, which it is, then Az from Go Again Gaming is the cult leader. If you want to know about Azalea, Az is your guy. Regular live streams, texts, and a ton of optimism. You can check out Az for a great dose of knocking the death whistle and putting some red lines in your ledger. You can find him on YouTube at Go Again Gaming. Saint Hung is a legend in the Flesh and Blood community. He may potentially be personally responsible for Fab's initial success. Very much a finance and collection-focused channel, Saint and Yanji over at Fabled Hunters are staples within the Flesh and Blood community. It's likely no secret on how to find them, but if you haven't yet, you can find them on YouTube at Fable Hunters. When we think Flesh and Blood game knowledge and general strategy, we often don't need to look farther than some of the OGs, Arsenal Pass. That's right, these gents from the upside down part of the world know what they're doing. Lots of chatter and very competitive focus. There's a lot to learn here, and a lot of great conversation. If you want to learn how to smash face, take no prisoners, and drop some sarcasm along the way, head on over at Arsenal Pass on YouTube. Thanks, gents, for keeping us entertained all these years and to getting Fab to where it is. Spark of Genius is another great source for Dash-focused content, as well as interviews and strategy discussions. For me, when I'm looking for help or ideas on a new build, I head over there and see what's available. You can find them on YouTube at Spark of Genius 9216. Check them out. And to the folks over there, thanks for what you do, and keep it up. We're looking for more content this next year. The guys over at We Make Best do some of the best, engaging, no frills, and to-the-point videos in the community. They get right to it, drop the list or the topic, and then get the hell out, which has helped them to become very, very popular. I appreciate many of their videos very much. They get this year's most clickbaity thumbs because, well, they are. Every deck, every week is the best or the most broken. But note that in most cases, We Make Best folks are being sarcastic or humorous about it. And while it may seem that I'm throwing shade here, I'm not. While I laugh at the thumbs, I watch their content. It's quality stuff, and very much worth checking out. And you can do so on YouTube at We Make Best. L'Al de Fidia, forgive my pronunciation, is a French-based videocast, but takes home the most impactful interviews because, well, they are. The team over there has managed to have James White on at least twice, and each time are able to extract some good info out of him about the future or the next set. They consistently put out quality content. Thank you folks for doing what you do. Keep it up, and we will all be watching. You can find them over on YouTube, and it's worth following for decent interviews and discussions. The most chill award goes to none other than our red-shirted buddy, Bronson. Just a dude in a chair in his office, Bronson covers a wide range of topics, and I would classify his channel overall as gaming philosophy. Not in the deep thought style, mind you, but in the looking at how people and trends change and evolve, and how we can find our place and such. I appreciate his discussions, and it's always a chill time. Bronson, it was great to meet you at Worlds, and keep doing what you're doing when you want to do it. We'll be watching. Also, I'm being told that Bronson himself is here for an acceptance speech.
Hello everybody, thanks for tuning in. I'm just a normal dude in a normal red shirt, in a normal room, in a normal office, in a normal house, in a normal state, in a normal country. And today I want to give some financial advice, which should not be construed as financial advice, because I'm just a normal dude in a normal red shirt. Hey buddy, just giving you a bad time. Thanks man for everything you do. Keep up the great content, we're looking for more.
My own channel was fundamentally built around the concept of recorded IRL gameplay, so I wish that I could accept this award. But I cannot, because the folks over at Fabrica have without much doubt some of the best IRL recorded gameplay that you can find on the internet. Not only do they talk through the play, but they also show the cards as they go, which makes following the game a lot easier for those that might not have a full picture of the game. Very high quality content, and from someone who has elected not to do card overlays on his videos due to the insane amount of time it takes in editing, I tip my hat to the folks over at Fabrica. Nicely done, folks. You can find their stuff over on Fabrica TCG on YouTube. Anyone who's been to a large Flesh and Blood event knows exactly what I'm talking about here. Boom! You're trying to do math, figure out a critical line in your game, your nerves are running high, you're sweating a little bit, and then all of a sudden from across the room, boom! Everyone's head turns. We look around to see what first edition cold foil was just pulled. Then you go back and try to do your game, only be followed up by boom! That's right, we're talking none other than the Fab Unsealed folks. You know them, you love them. They are an absolute staple and gem, pun intended, in Flesh and Blood pack ripping. And really decent, awesome folks. Thank you guys for what you do. Keep it up, and we will see you guys around for a long time to come. Flesh and Blood is all about community, and who has the best community? None other, that's right, than you guys, the Dice Commando community. Yes, I'm obviously biased, but where the hell did you think this was gonna go? It's my party, I can cry if I want to. But seriously, all jokes aside, thank you all for continuing to tune in, to watch, to support. Those likes and subs really do mean a lot. They keep stuff motivated. Obviously, this is not my job, it's just my hobby and my passion, and it's fun. And you guys make it as such. So whether it's interacting with Dice Commando team folks at tournaments, fist bumping, high five, meeting you folks when we're out at events, or interacting with you on the webs, thank you for keeping it positive, being nice to each other. And you know what? Hey, remember, this is just our hobby. So I want to wish you a happy new year, a successful 2023 with your friends and family. And again, thank you so much for everything that for all the joy that you've brought to myself for doing what we do here. So thank you. So as we start to wrap up today's cast, I want to give some shout out to some other content creators that really deserve it. Some of these creators are older, maybe perhaps have slowed down, or they may be newer, have less frequent content, but that doesn't make them any less valuable to our community as a whole, and each of these individuals is worth checking out. Melody Likes and the Pitch Perfect Pod embrace inclusivity in gaming. Their YouTube content and podcast content bring in all corners of gaming and remind us how important a diverse community is to our growth and enjoyment. Tommy over at Fresh and Bud's podcast is a great source of interviews and chatter. Often an interesting listen, go check him out for casual and real talk in his interview. Joey from Deck and Dross has slowed down his fab content, but he's still very much a staple in the community. Not only is he a great person, but also responsible for the much downloaded and utilized Learn to Play kits. Joey, thanks for what you do. Keep it up, man, and good luck with the expanding family. I don't speak Italian in any sense of the word, so I have not watched any of the content by Flesh and Blood Italia, but the fact that non-English casts are popping up is a great sign for this game. I want to make sure everyone is aware of this channel and what they have to offer. Steelfur is a very knowledgeable player. He's been on my cast before and is a great chat. His channel offers a lot of insight. He has slowed down as of late, but here's hoping it'll pick up once again. Crazy Yazi is an OG who has in many aspects stopped creating fab content, until one random day when he'll pop in his head for some asinine content, then disappear again. I owe Yazi a lot actually, as when we were first starting in Fab, he helped offer insight into the New Zealand culture and expectations. I hope to see you again, Yazi. Stay off the ganja, my friend. The Ragamuffin Man on YouTube has been quiet basically since his last spoiler video, but he's someone to watch into the new year as he picks up content. Savage Lands News is a relatively newer channel, but is coming hard and fast with the Rhinar-based content. A very strong player himself, his insight is very valuable. Keep it up, my man. X Flesh and Blood X is another channel that hasn't updated anything since its spoiler, but is a source for a while of good content. If they pick back up, will be someone to watch in 2023. The Table Pit is, as far as I know, the only channel completely dedicated to the pit fight format. Essentially a Let's Play style channel for Flesh and Blood UPF. Give them a watch. And with that, we conclude this award show. Honestly, folks, I hope this was fun, worth watching, and at the very least, reinforced how much we all appreciate the work and effort that the content creators around the community put into what they do. Before we go, I want to again wish you all a successful and great new year. Thank you for joining, for watching, and for being a part of this great community. And to the creators out there, what you're doing is great. Keep it up as long as it still brings you joy, because that's what it's all about. Thanks for what you do, and to you all, go Commando.